I've been playing video games the majority of my life. I'm 25, so I would say I've probably been playing them for the greater period of 20 years entirely. Speedrunning is always a topic that interests me because it takes game mechanics and certain techniques to truly become a speedrunner for most of these games. Pushing the game to its true potential and doing things the devs didn't even necessarily intend. One of my favorite game breaking techniques, I would say, would be the backwards jump in Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 is the most sped run game to this day. Came out in 1996 for the Nintendo 64. And back in the day, of course, when people first started playing it, they didn't necessarily see it as a speed running game necessarily. They just saw a Mario game and wanted to play. Well, speedrunning started probably early 2000s and has continued to this day to amount over 50,000 total runs. There are people who complete the game in any percent, which allows you to quite literally complete 1% of the game, but as long as you beat Bowser at the end, it's considered a full run. There are people who do all-star completions, where you have to go through every single level collecting all the stars. Watching these people play Super Mario 64 is entertaining, to say the least. If you've never seen a backwards jump up the 12th stair into Bowser's final boss room, you're missing out. People have gotten this game down to an hour and a half. A game that took me nearly 8 to 9 hours just beating it straight through. That is freaking impressive. The fact that they're able to not have worked on the game, so they don't know anything about the coding, they don't know anything about the level design, but they're able to find these cracks and these flaws that allow them to progress through Super Mario at speeds I couldn't even comprehend. They're doing skips and jumps, and they're even beating the hardest parts in quite literally less than 30 seconds. It's some of the most impressive gameplay that I have seen to this day. If you haven't seen a Super Mario 64 speedrun, I highly suggest that after watching this video, you go and watch anyone speedrun that game. It is a very competitive battle for who is the best speedrunner of Super Mario 64. And that doesn't even begin to cover the amount of games that you can speedrun. Super Mario 64 just being the most popular one, I would say the second most popular would be Celeste. Celeste came out in 2018, so it's not this old game that's full of bugs and breaking and things of that nature. It's an indie platformer that a lot of people haven't even beat straight through. A lot of people can't even finish the final level, while some of these guys are taking it down to 55 minutes. That is insane work. I've never watched a Celeste speedrun per se, but definitely after tonight, after my deep dive into speedrunning, it'll be something that I check out for sure. The popularity comes from its tight controls, its frequent checkpoints, making the retrying when you fail a certain skip a lot more forgiving. The amount of movement and tech tricks that people have figured out requiring the mechanical skill just to simply pass a level makes it one of the more harder games to beat. Celeste by itself is an interesting game, to say the least. I personally have played it while not getting very far. It's still made for a good game, and the fact that people are able to beat it in under an hour as of January 2025 is insanity. Bringing up the next game is Minecraft, a game that we've all played, a game that we all love, a game that quite literally probably takes 2 weeks of your time every year. You know that you know those 3 friends that you load into a Minecraft server with and play those 2 weeks. It is some of the best 2 weeks ever until someone inadvertently puts a TNT under a pressure stone right outside your house and blows you to smithereens, starting the great Minecraft fall off for the year. Something similar happened in one of my last servers, which is why I brought it up. But that's not even to begin the speedrunning capabilities. Minecraft is the third most popular game, I would say, with the amount of speedrunners behind it. Minecraft has become so popular in the speedrunning community that there are actually people who fake their runs. They will start a creative world and place everything they need in a chest just to seem like they are at the top of their game, when 9 times out of 10, they're cheating and lying. But that doesn't even cover the speedrun facts. Speedrun facts, they rely on something known as a random seed glitcher. And the random seed glitcher allows them to complete the goal of reaching the end dimension and defeating the end dragon, officially rolling the credits, officially beating the game. The most recent speedrun of Minecraft was completed in 6 minutes. They started from a fresh, new vanilla Minecraft world and beat the end dragon in 6 minutes. That is quite literally something me or my friends, or I guarantee you those at home watching, can't complete in 2 days. If you really try your hardest, you might get it done by the end of your 2-week period in Minecraft. But there are speedrunners out there who are able to get it done in 6 minutes. Other things you can do in 6 minutes. You can cook a frozen microwave dinner. You can make a box of mac and cheese. You can go watch TV and sit through an ad break that takes 6 minutes. Meanwhile, there are other people out there speedrunning Minecraft with sub 10 minutes, and obviously the record being the 6-minute one that I've been talking about. It is pure insanity when you truly sit here and think about the way these guys play games. I kind of want to switch it up for this next topic, and I want to bring up the most sped-run mobile game, which if you take for a second and try to think about some of the more popular mobile games, you're not sure which games could be speedrun, however you want to say it. Subway Surfers. Subway Surfers is the most popular mobile game to speedrun to this date. It has over 45,000 attempted speedrun records. And I'm not even sure how you reach the end of Subway Surfers. Do you make it back to the station? I have no idea. I always thought it was a continual, never-ending, platform-running, temple run style game. Before this video, I wasn't even aware that a speedrun existed for Subway Surfers. And now we get to the game that I'm most excited. I once played this game back probably 2007 to 2009-ish. Simpsons Hit and Run. Simpsons Hit and Run captivated me as a child. I wasn't allowed to play Grand Theft Auto, so Simpsons Hit and Run, of course, was the next best option. Simpsons Hit and Run started off as a game that nobody ever wanted to speedrun. Everybody always thought, hey, Simpsons Speedrun is not a good game. It would get posted in forums, and every single time, somebody, of course, would post right underneath it that Simpsons Hit and Run is not a good game to speedrun. This dates all the way back to like 2012, when the first speedrun was ever completed. The first any percent speedrun was discovered when you fail a mission 7 times in Simpsons Hit and Run. It gives you the ability to skip it. So, of course, that was the first intro to speedrunning for the game. People quite literally beat the game in under 30 minutes, I think it took. But along came the most popular way to speedrun this game. Any story missions, or all story missions. All story missions started off with 3 big titans. And it seemed like no one else could compete with them. That is until one of the 3 big titans, Liquid Wi-Fi. Liquid Wi-Fi decided he was done sharing the title of the champion of speedrunning Hit and Run. He was done sharing it. He didn't want anybody else to have the title. In like 2015 to 2016-ish, Liquid Wi-Fi went on a 6-year run, breaking his own record a consecutive 45 times, with no one ever even getting close to his record. In the beginning, they started off with an hour and I think 58, an hour 55, an hour 50, and they got to an hour 45 and an hour 40, and that is when Liquid Wi-Fi figured out the secret sauce, I would even say, the secret formula to speedrunning Hit and Run. And he posted a time at 125. 125 was unheard of for Hit and Run. But Liquid Wi-Fi wasn't done yet. He was aiming for that 120 and eventually aiming for that sub 120. Liquid Wi-Fi then went on to later, I believe, honestly, it was earlier this year, he posted a 1 hour and 17 minute speedrun using every single glitch known to man in that game. It was one of the first times that all level 7 skips and glitches were used in a playthrough. And no one has even touched his record since. No one has even had the ability to even step on the same realm as him. And when they tried, they got close, but they sure never came within even a single minute of his record. There was 2 or 3 people who got sub 120s sitting at like an hour and 19, an hour and 18, but Liquid Wi-Fi's hour and 17 was to not ever be touched. Now, why am I sitting here talking about speedrunning? Why am I sitting here talking about the ability to beat a game incredibly fast? Well, I would like to officially announce that I am planning to attempt to get good at the Simpsons hit and run speedrun. I will be playing live on Twitch, hopefully into 2026. I know that's kind of still far off, but it is coming, I promise. I will post my speedrun. I am going to attempt to beat Liquid Wi-Fi. Now, this isn't going to be an easy feat. This isn't something that I can simply do the first time I attempt it. I guarantee you I probably won't even get a sub 2 hours the first time I attempt it. But trust me when I say that by the end of 2026, I hope to have the record. I know that his hour 17 is the most optimized version of the speedrun that has ever been performed. But if I could shave off even a millisecond, I would have the record, and I think it will be the coolest thing I've ever done. Now, if you've made it this far, I want to tell you thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe, and get ready for the next episode of The Kevin Show. Bye-bye. Have a good night.